My entire lifetime, I never dealt with anything of that magnitude.
Yeah.
And it left a lasting impression on me.
Uh-huh. Climate change is real.
Every time there's a crack of thunder, I panic. Oh, I think
I'm sorry.
It left a lasting impression on me. All right.
Climate change is real.
Every time there's a crack of thunder, I panic. Oh, I think
I'm sorry.
It left a lasting impression on me. All right.
I forgot.
Well, what did you forget?
Whoops. I forgot to not do it in the YouTube studio. Or to do it in the YouTube studio, but I forgot that Streamlabs does it for you.
Oh, okay.
So now I have 2 streams.
Doorknob, you look like you're rocking out.
Kinda.
Cool. I just got the notification, Linda, so your notifications are working.
Yay!
Yeah. In front of the neighborhood too.
So are we live or what the fuck is going on? I can't see.
I see liveness.
Oh, okay, we are live.
Oh, hey everybody. Hello to the other people.
Hello.
Oh.
I got my I don't know. I suck at this. Hang on. All right, got my welcome to Night Vale rather. Night Mug. I got my welcome to Night Vale.
Community radio.
Yeah, Night Vale Community Radio mug. It's a narrative podcast.
Woo!
It's a bi-weekly narrative podcast, and I was supposed to see them live here, but then the pandemic happened, and they very wisely put the show off until the fall. So my tickets are still good. Yay!
Woo-hoo!
But won't be seeing them till the fall, so it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my brother and 2 of my nieces and I are gonna go. We're all big fans.
It's a band.
No.
No.
It's a fictional podcast. It's a podcast set up as the community radio of this little town in a desert where all conspiracy theories are true. That's the baseline, basically, of the idea, and it's really good. If you want some fiction in your life, if the real world gets to be a little much, welcome to Night Vale is great. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little spooky. It's a little on the horror side, so if you're not into that kind of stuff, that might be weird.
I kind of like horror.
Hey, cool.
Maybe because I also like true crime.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we talked about we connected on our weird obsession with. See, I used to think I didn't like true crime, and then I realized that my obsession with all things horrific that humanity has ever done, like certain wars and certain instances in history, and like the plague, the Black Death in Europe, and things like that. Then I started listening to a true crime podcast, and I was like, "Oh no, you're totally into this. You just thought you weren't." It's the same weird, morbid streak that I have. And by saying that, I don't mean to say that I'm a fan of crime. I'm not a fan of murder. I just, I don't know. It's sort of like, I don't know, I'd like to know what's out there, I guess.
on the agenda today?
We're winging it.
Yeah.
Is this a winging it?
Just winging it.
There's a wing in it. Yeah.
Is it 2106 there? Where Linda is?
It is, yes.
It is. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Is that oh, this always messes me up. Is it 2206
It's 9.
for me then? If it's 206 in the evening or in the afternoon?
It'd be 10 o'clock. 22 is 10 o'clock.
Oh, never mind. My brother would hate that. He's been trying to get me on the 24-hour clock for years because he was stationed in Europe for a long time when he was in the army, and he's like, "This is a better system," and I'm like, "I agree." I just forget to do it, and it's not even that hard. I just sort of default to the AM and PM stuff.
Yeah. I changed my computer setting to English, so I have the PM AM clock.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
So I don't mess it up.
Yeah. My brother's on my mind today because we got into a fight.
Oh.
It was stupid. It was such a. I mean, it wasn't even really a fight. We were just kind of talking past each other, but feelings were hurt, and there were. I don't know. I shouldn't talk about it here. I should just say that it sucks. It sucks to be in a fight, especially when things are so tense. Anyway.
Yeah.
We can't even see each other. This fight happened over texting. I think if we'd actually been speaking to each other, there would not have been a fight. Because tone and all of that stuff would have been available.
Well, that's why we have so many emojis. Ah!
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but he's pissed at me right now, and hopefully he'll get over it at some point.
Let's hope so.
I think everyone's been under a bit of duress now.
I'm sorry, Linda. I missed. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I think, and I know this is where that's where this came from, because, everybody's stressed out. Everybody's kind of grasping at straws in terms of what can we do? What can we do? And it's frustrating when you can't, when they're, the most you can do is socially isolate. That's rough.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And I need to be easier on my brother because he's an essential worker, so he has to go out every day and be around people who are not practicing proper social distancing. So he's probably way more stressed out than I.
That's funny. I don't get mad about it, but if someone it gets near me, I can feel it. It's like, hey, you're getting near me. It's kind of a weird thing. It's like, if I was a caveman, I would be aggressive or something. But
yeah, I almost smacked a neighbor, not physically with my hand. I almost ended up letting a door smack a neighbor because I was going down into the laundry room, and this young man came down right behind me and was kind of breathing down my neck. I mean, he was standing right behind me, and this door swings shut rather heavily. So I, manhandled my laundry into the room, but then but I was also kind of trying to get away from him. Normally I would have just held the door open and been go ahead, but I didn't want to be that close. And yeah, but he got his arm up. He wasn't hurt or anything. And I was like, I'm sorry. And he was like, no problem. So it worked out. But yeah, it's weird. It's altering behavior in interesting ways.
Yeah.
You have a common laundry room?
Yeah. Yeah, no getting around that.
Well, there's one way to get around it. Just wear the same clothes for a week or two at a time.
I will say we are doing laundry much less often. We're letting it pile up a bit. and I'm trying. And since we're not leaving the house except for like once a week, I'm trying to be cognizant of the fact that I don't have to wash, my blue jeans every single time I wear them, because they're not getting dirty. They're just hanging out on the couch. So that came out as please, no one in the chat extrapolate further from that. All necessary items are being washed.
There are lots of tape on the ground wherever you go, 6 feet apart.
Yeah, yes. They did that at our grocery store, and I almost wanted to take a measuring tape, because it's not 6 feet, it's like 3. And I think part of that is that they just don't have the space, because it's not a large grocery store. But it's literally like the space between you and the next person. If you're standing on the marked on the tape, it's like your feet are there, and then your cart's in front of you, and then the next person is right at the end of your cart. And those carts are not 6 feet long, so it just they're doing their best, but it's weird. And I should just break down and get groceries delivered. It just seems silly because my grocery store is literally right across the street.
The last time I was out and I needed a cart, I really didn't even want to handle it. I don't even think I grabbed it by the handle, and I think I just pulled it from the other side.
Good call. Yeah, they had a young lady stationed in the front to wipe down the handles on the carts, and we kind of waited a second to see if she'd, and I don't know, for all I know, she had wiped them down as they were brought back in. I don't know, but and we ended up getting one, and she didn't. She was on her phone and didn't wipe ours down, so I was like, okay. So we were wearing gloves anyway, and we used it, and then we got home and took the gloves off and scrubbed up, and then put everything away.
Yeah, we have our front porch is now a decontamination station. We have a bucket of soapy water.
Nice.
Take the packaging material off if we can.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Shadow Kitty, you had the one event in your neighborhood. You have anything else locally besides the one person?
Oh, well, I see people, like, there's a little dog park across the street from me, and I see people with no mask and no gloves sitting on the benches. It's like, I would not be sitting on those benches.
I mean, as far as COVID, you know of anybody else in the area?
Oh, no, it was that one person. We have fairly high numbers around here.
Are they pretty high? Oh, I guess they would be, yeah.
Yeah, we know one person who was one of the first people in our county to get it. And she survived. She's okay. She took the, what was that stuff, the malaria drug.
Yeah.
And that she made it through with that.
Oh, that's something I thought about yesterday. Is I want to watch some I Survived COVID videos, see what people went through, what it was like for them.
Yeah, it's an interesting, and by interesting I mean incredibly terrifying virus. Given some of the I don't know if comorbidity is the right word, but given some of the other things that can happen as a result of it, we're finding out, as more people survive it, we're finding out more about that. Certain things like pulmonary issues that can continue afterwards, and that's really all I'll say, because I've only been up for a couple of hours because my body clock is totally messed up from not working, and I don't want to misspeak and say the wrong thing.
Yeah, my biorhythms are all askew.
Yeah. like time has no meaning. I think I was up until after maybe 6 a.m. this morning, and then went to sleep. And I woke up this afternoon to a message from Dave asking if I was awake to do the quiz at 7 this morning, and I was like, no, I was not. I was asleep. I'm sorry. That's really fun. If you haven't seen Critical Questions on Critical Cripples channel, it's hilarious.
I love it. I just can't get up at that hour.
Same for me.
Yeah. When I was still working from home and wasn't furloughed, I was already up, so it was awesome. I'm good. I'd catch the end of or the second bit of the Aussie 6-pack thing, and then it would roll right into Critical Questions, and it was great. That was like my morning thing that I'd listen to while I was working. But now I don't have to get up at 5, so why?
My morning routine would always be to have a cup of black coffee and watch about 6 news feeds and get all the international news and world news and everything. But now it's all just COVID. So I stopped watching news and getting up in the morning.
And drinking coffee.
Still have my up and I'll drink a cup of black coffee and then go back to bed after.
You can pry my coffee out of my cold, dead hands, doorknob head.
Yeah. It's kind of slow at work where I am, so that's pretty much all I do is drink coffee at work. A lot of coffee, so much coffee, too much coffee, way too much coffee.
Yeah. My first day furloughed, I got a caffeine headache, and that's when I realized how much coffee I normally drink when I'm working. I was like, oh, okay. All right. We'll go put on a pot. That's fine.
I stopped getting headaches when I stopped putting sugar in my coffee.
Oh, right on. Very cool. I don't normally get caffeine headaches because I'm so seldom. I never go through caffeine withdrawal, except for that one day. And when I realized, oh wow, yeah, you had 1 cup of coffee today, and it was hours ago, and you normally have 6 or 4.
For 12. 14.
12. Yep. Well, good on you for stopping the sugar in your coffee. That's amazing. I have full sugar Irish cream in my coffee right now because the store was out of the sugar-free coffee creamer that I usually buy. So I had to buy the full flavor stuff. I'm so disappointed, as you can tell from my face. So very upsetting. Have to drink real sugar. Nom, nom, nom.
Oh, we have a question from the chat. It's Gio Sam who asks, do professional swimmers sweat when they are training underwater?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not a professional swimmer, but yeah, you sweat. You may not notice it, but I imagine you do. Yeah. I don't know. Is it possible that we don't? I can't.
It's physical activity, don't you? Always.
Yeah.
Sweat.
What if it's polar bear water?
Polar bear water.
You ever see those things where those guys jump in the ice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh. It's amazing that they do that, and I imagine they get a lot out of it in terms of adrenaline rush and dopamine and things like that. But oh gosh, no, it's painful to watch. And
coronary arrest.
Yeah, that can happen. Yes, it's a big shock to the system.
My dad. We have the polar bears here.
Yeah, my dad did a sweat lodge once, and this was in Kentucky, so it wasn't anywhere like cold like that. But he did a sweat lodge, and then they all ran out and jumped in a river, and he was like, "Phew, never again. Nope. No, thank you." It said the lodge part was nice. I liked the heat, but no, he's from Georgia. He did not enjoy the jumping in the river afterwards.
Nah.
Yeah, for me it physically hurts. And putting your head underwater, it's just I can't. It just it's too much. It hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I stopped wearing bathing suits in public a long time ago. I'm just
Me
not
too.
comfortable.
Can't you just go nude?
No, not where I live. No, I would get arrested.
There's some clothing optional hot springs. I've been in some of those, and of course the clothes come off. Why not?
Yeah, I think if it's clothing optional, the clothing's gonna come off.
Yeah.
You just have to be prepared for that. Psychologically.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me at all.
I wish I was less uptight. I don't know if that's an artifact of my upbringing or just pure self-consciousness or what. But yeah, I'm uptight. I don't necessarily like it when guys are out like mowing the lawn here and they don't have shirts on and stuff. Like, oh,
Wow.
please put a shirt on.
That's intense.
Well, and it's never that. Now, sometimes I don't mind.
Oh, okay. See.
Yeah, I mean, there are times where it's like, hello, oh, that was nice to drive by that lawn. Might circle back this way on my way back, see if he's still out there. But no, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm weird.
We have a nude beach up near me. I used to frequent it regularly. I had the all over tan with no tan lines.
And you saw Wonder Lady there.
We may have walked right past each other.
Yeah.
We cannot rule that out.
Yeah, that's funny.
That would be great.
So have you looked at the questions I sent you last time, Mr. Shadow Kitty?
Oh yeah. They're a lot of those are the Dave questions.
Yeah.
I think that's his resource page.
Maybe. Oh, hello.
Check on the chat. Eight people watching. Woohoo! Big time.
Way.
For my channel, that's a huge night.
Yeah, but you had Darth. Oh, Junkyard had Darth Dawkins on there.
Oh God, and all of his stock accounts. Like he has so many. And the funny thing is, the diction is the same, so they're really easy to catch. It's like, okay, Jason M, I know who you are. Get out. Leave me alone. And I know there's an argument to be made for not censoring people, but he just straight up trolls. And I just, who has time for that? But that's what I do. I'm not saying we all should do that or anything. I just don't have patience nor time.
I totally know.
Well, he always just has his standard script.
Yeah.
Gets boring very quickly.
It does. And then if you try to engage, and then then he'll start shouting atheist echo chamber in the chat, and it's like, why are you even here? Like you're not, if you want to engage us, that would be, if he were honest, if it wasn't a script, so like you said, if he wanted to be an honest interlocutor, that would be fine. That would be one thing. I would welcome that. My brother, the one I'm in a fight with right now, he's a Christian, and he was going to come on my channel so I could interview him, but we can't, do that right now because of all the stuff. But he's, a very honest interlocutor. He's not, and Darth Dawkins is not. So I'm not going to waste any time on it.
But he was talking with junk shop.
Well, he was
Junkyard shop?
talking.
I'll be right
Yeah, he was
back.
talking at junk shop would be more accurate. Just
in the chat or something, or
in the chat. Yeah, in the
Briefly.
chat.
in the text chat. Okay.
And then when when we asked him to go, he came in with like I think 3 more accounts.
Yeah, he has minions too.
Yeah.
So,
I was like, okay, go away again. Yes, you too, go away. And they were like, why are you censoring us? Because you're all one person.
He's an interesting case, though.
Yeah.
Something going on in that brain. It's different. He's definitely a different brain.
Yeah.
You just want to put him on the lab table and dissect that brain and see what's going on in there. Don't you?
I don't know. Maybe.
Be an interesting case study.
Well, those lumps aren't supposed to be there. So, it's interesting.
Yeah, he is a character.
There's certain people like that. You just want to have them like do a whole battery of tests on them, psychological tests and stuff. See how they fall out, and then finish it off on the lab table.
Ah.
Dissecting.
And for legal reasons, I'm just gonna say, hey, we are not threatening anyone with dissection. There we go.
Well, now make that cup half full. It's not. How do you make that cup half full? It's an opportunity to see your maker guide dude thing. Or no, that's not too good.
But on a serious note, it would be interesting to have a brain scan or something. You know how they look at your brain, they see the certain parts are lighting up when you get certain stimuli.
Yeah, functional MRI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see one of my own brain. I would love to do that if it didn't cost a ton of money and waste resources. That would be really cool.
That's kind of what I was going for too. That's what I'd like to see, studies like that.
Yeah.
And it kind of open a little bit, but you can put it back together.
Well, you can stir your brain once, but
you see those videos where they cut off the skull cap of a cat and they like poke it and stuff.
No, I can't watch those. I can't. I mean, I'm not against animal research for medical purposes. I am for cosmetics. I don't need better blush. You don't need to test that on a rabbit, but for medical purposes, it's fine. But I can't watch it. I'm a softie, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, definitely a sad thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that there are people who can do it because yay, we've gotten so much from that.
Glad there are psychopaths that can do it.
I guess because I am a little specious. It's like I do value human life a bit more than the other species. So there's that, but no, I couldn't do it. If I had to slaughter my own animals, I'd be a vegetarian. I couldn't.
Oh, you could do it.
And
you had to, you could do it.
Well, if it was that or starve, yes, I could. Yeah, if I got hungry enough, I could do it, but I wouldn't. Yeah, but if I, lived way out in the boondocks or something and didn't have, and the nearest grocery store was 3 hours away, I think we'd be eating. We don't eat a lot of meat anyway, but we'd be eating less at that point.
There was a farm across the street from me where I grew up, and used to go over and pet the cow. And one day I was playing with the little boy who lived across the street. We were in the barn, and I opened up this deep freeze, and it was like, "What's this?" Beefy. I should have known that the cow's name was Beefy, what his fate would be.
Yeah.
So that's about 12 years later. It stuck in my head. I ended up turning to vegetarianism because I couldn't get the visions of Beefy out of my mind.
Yeah. That's rough. I had a biology teacher who used to get a newly hatched chick for Easter every year when she was a girl growing up, and then she'd raise the chick, and then eventually they'd have a chicken dinner, and it took her a few years to put together like why her chicken was no longer, why Alice the chicken was no longer in the coop. Or
Alice
went to a farm.
Alice went to a farm. Oh wait, we live on one. Yeah.
Alice went to the big city.
The big city, yeah. Alice decided that she was going to try to make it on Broadway. Oh, no. Should have made a Muppets reference. That's what I should have done. Chickens. All right. I warned you I wasn't totally awake. Doorknob had help me out. It was Gonzo. Gonzo had the chickens.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He had a unique relationship with the hens. God, I miss that. We had
It was a good show.
such uncensored childhoods. I loved that.
Oh.
Like we had movies and shows and things that were made, for us as kids that dealt with some that touched on some pretty adult themes because Jim Henson and other creators like that recognized that we'd all grow up and have to deal with, it's kind of like when you read Roald Dahl, like those are some dark stories, but they're really good.
I'm back.
Hey,
Hey.
that's all right. I went off on a tangent.
It's okay. I had a little dog that had to pee.
That's all right.
How's the little dog doing?
He's doing good. He almost. Yeah, well, he's not coughing that much.
That's good.
Yeah. Whew.
So was your dog sick?
Yeah. He has an enlarged heart,
Oh,
and that causes water in his lungs. So he's on medicine.
okay.
Oh,
Poor little guy.
Hmm?
I said poor little guy.
Yeah. But he's 12, so.
oh,
Oh, okay. So he's an elder gentleman.
He is, yeah.
And Shadow Kitty's going to be 12 this summer.
Oh my goodness.
I can see he's slowing down. I could see it where he used to like run upstairs and take a few stairs at a time. Now it's just like up one stair, now to the next one. It's like ambling on like an old codger.
Yeah. My boobastis, when she was around 15, she stopped jumping up and down and taking all the shortcuts, that cats like to take, where they knock shit over. She'd stopped doing that at that point.
Oi. Doggy. Hey,
Doorknob, what are you playing with?
your toenails.
My toenails.
Oh.
Okay, next question. Question 214.
Okay.
Thought you had questions for this time or something. Oh, for Shadow Kitty. Is that what happened? Is that the deal?
Well, I found some embarrassing questions.
Oh, bring it.
Yay.
Hey, okay. Let's see.
Mr. Shadow Kitty will answer them all.
Got them here. Okay, number 1.
Uno.
Who would you hate to see naked?
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Scarred for life.
Thank you.
That paints a picture. Ugh.
Oh.
Sorry. I apologized for that imagery.
How about Linda?
I would not hate to see Linda naked, but I think that would be have to be her choice.
Okay, that's not what I meant. Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with Julie. Donald Trump. Yeah. Ugh.
I think I see him every time I go to the gym. So
Oh.
guys that look like that, and they're I don't know if you ever go to. I don't know if you ladies ever been in the gym where like there's some old guy standing there naked and they're just got they just stand there naked for like you'll work out, come back, and they're still standing there naked. I don't know what that's all about, but
no, we have very sex segregated changing areas in the South.
Oh,
so
you must
you
be
don't.
America.
Yeah. There's no way you're gonna run into. Yeah, it's just not gonna happen.
Okay.
So how about you, Donald?
Well, the first thing came my mom.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fair,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I thought that was cheating.
No, that's not really cheating.
Oh.
Especially, like, for example, I have never seen my father naked, and I'm so grateful for that. That's awesome. You know, it's the especially. I mean, I've helped my mom get dressed and stuff for things, like for formal things. So I have seen my mom naked, but it's not as weird because I'm a daughter. Does that make sense? Is that okay? Yeah.
It makes sense to me. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not as weird, and like, you know, my sister and I shared a room growing up, so you know it's just gonna happen. You know, we tried to give each other privacy, but you know, what do you get? You got to get dressed and go to school. You know, so yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I used to shower with my dad. You know, like you're a little kid and they scrub you down.
Yeah.
And then the embarrassing thing is that's the first time I tasted pee.
Here's a segue.
You see, like you're sitting down in the shower, and a little squirt comes up, and it hits you in the mouth. Oh, pee!
Oh.
Right.
So that's my TMI moment.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is a funny question actually. What animal most closely resembles your eating style? Welcome to the Dave TMIO.
Yeah.
Human?
Yeah. I mean, I use utensils.
Yeah.
I do have a tendency to look warily about. Like we usually watch something while we're eating, because we're around each other all the time. So it's not like dinner conversation is a huge deal because we've been talking all day. So that's when we'll like watch some TV or something. So, but yeah, back when I was a kid growing up, you couldn't have seconds until you finished your plate, right? So we were like basically like wolves, just like kind of warily watching each other and eating as quickly as possible, so that we could get another helping of mashed potatoes, or you know, try and get the last drumstick or whatever it was. That's probably why we were all a little bit fat as well.
Yeah, being in the military too. I think this happens to a lot of people. My lady friend would always say, "You eat so fast. Why do you eat so fast?" And it's just I think they train you to do that. You just get in, you eat, and you get out. So I still have that. I still have that habit. I don't know if I had it before I went in, but
yeah, my dad ate like that for a long time. He I don't know if he still does, but yeah, I remember when I was a kid, it's like he didn't talk during dinner. He just ate, and then when he finished, he'd talk.
Yeah.
Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Talk, eating.
This one is for
I've learned
Mr.
to eat
Shadow
slowly.
Kitty, actually.
Mr. Shadow Kitty.
Okay.
If you had 9 lives, what would you do that you wouldn't do now?
I've done it. I've cheated death so many times, jumping out of airplanes and crap, and
Hanging off cliffs. Yep, been there, done that.
hit by cars, and yeah, it's no. I don't do anything differently. If anything, I'm more precautious.
It's the best possible answer.
Yeah.
I would live 9 times longer.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm amazed I made it this far.
Yeah, me too. And there's some things that I've done. Yeah, it's like, wow, I could have went bad really quick.
Yep.
Yeah, these days I don't ride a bicycle any faster than I intend to fall off it.
Fair. I don't ride a bike anymore.
And I can tell you from firsthand experience, human bodies bounce. If you
Yes.
have enough velocity behind it.
Yeah. Oh, what is your go-to song for the shower?
Oh,
Rain keeps falling on my head.
There's a couple of show tunes that I often sing in the shower. So that's fun. And it just depends on what I'm listening to then. But I can't think of the name of it anyway. But there's a couple from Hamilton and a couple from Jesus Christ Superstar and so. That was a boring answer. I'm sorry.
Well, mine's actually so boring. I just the song that's stuck in my head.
At the time, whatever stuck in your head. Yeah.
Yeah, if I've heard a song that day and it's stuck, then I sing it every time. Not just in the shower.
Yeah, that's the only way to get it out.
Yeah.
Or it'll keep running around in there.
I do Mongolian throat singing when I'm in the shower.
Dude. I hope that's true. That would be fantastic.
It is. The acoustics are great.
Oh yeah.
What's an example of do I have to look it up, or can you give an example?
No, I'm not going to. I'll sound like a rabid animal if I should do that. But it is pretty cool because it sounds like
Mongolian throat singing, right? Mongolian.
Yeah, it's like somebody like grunting, and then you hear like what would sound like flute music over top of it because you get the overtones.
Yeah, you're basically singing. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're singing 2 different notes at once.
Yeah, it's exactly it. You have like the bass, the drone, and then there's like the overtones that come out that sound like whistling.
Yeah, I have never remotely tried to do that. It's hard for me to. I've heard people do it, but I can't wrap my brain around how it works. So that's really cool.
Brainbox is like the Who.
Hey, the Who's always good.
HU. They're Mongolian.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the WHO, WHO, and not the World Health Organization, but the band.
Nope.
Oh.
This could get confusing really fast.
I did that too.
Yeah, Nerdy's right. Humming and whistling at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's allergies, not COVID.
Yeah, they are Mongolian metal band.
Sounds like a juice harp.
What?
Oh, the one sample I had sounded like a juice harp.
Oh.
What's a juice harp?
Sounds like Mongolian throat
that
singing.
Banger they put in your mouth.
Oh, that thing. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they are awesome. Brainbox.
Yeah, I think I had a couple of those.
They call them jaw harps in the music store because they get
Oh, do they?
a little culturally sensitive.
What? How's that culture? What? How's that culturally from
I
juice
don't
harp?
know.
What's
We can't see what you're seeing, Donald.
Jews harp, jaw harp.
yeah? But how is
I don't know. I think some people take offense to assuming that it's an anti-Semitic moniker.
what's
Oh,
what's,
I heard.
what's
I
the
heard
offensive one?
Jews, like Juice.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Jews.
yeah, that's what I meant. Oh, I see. Okay, I gotcha.
Oh, I can see how if someone said that differently, that would be that would be bad.
Not JEWS, but yeah, like OJ Simpson juice.
Yeah,
So
like
that's
orange
how I
juice.
was going. I was going. Do you have to go that far to make it offensive?
Yeah, but no, if it was called that before, I can see why. Yeah, no, I don't.
Oh,
There's enough anti-Semitism in the world, so that's fine. We don't need to add it.
Well, am I wrong? Is it juice as in orange juice, or is it Jews as in Jewish people? Mr. Shadow Kitty.
I
Nobody knows.
had always heard that as in Jewish.
Oh, I had no idea.
Okay.
Well, that's awkward.
That's okay. Hey, this is how we learn. You know, I was in my late 30s before I stopped. There was a term I used to use that was that I didn't realize was derogatory.
I had no idea.
Toward Romany people, toward gypsies, and I didn't know that. And it was just out of ignorance, you know. So I quit using it.
Oh yeah, I have. It's both. I see it's both Jews harp and juice harp and jaw harp, mouth harp, and merchunga. Ooh, that's a good one. Guimbarardai, Wardi or something. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it gets pretty well. Oh, yeah, I had no idea. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, that's still right because.
Okay. The more you know. Thank you, Mr. Shadow Kitty.
I've never heard juice harp though.
You've never heard it?
No.
No, I always thought it was like, oh, it's like you think of the juice of the saliva and stuff. That's kind of gross. I'm so innocent.
Yeah.
I'm just a baby.
Yeah. I think also it's easy to miss. Oh, hey, kitty. I think it's easy to miss stuff like that when you don't have a hateful bone in your body. It can be because it doesn't occur to you because it wouldn't occur to you to be mean like that. So yeah, but still good to be aware.
Hi, Cat.
Oh, it's so pretty. Hi.
You?
Oh.
You?
Oh, you have the prettiest yellow eyes.
He does.
Eyes of a killer. That's the eyes of a killer.
Absolutely.
You're a mouse. That's it.
Yep. That cat's got a cat. That's what they do.
There you go.
He's not much of a mouse killer.
Mm.
They each have a couple of kills under their belt, though.
Nice. I can say when we first moved into our apartment and I was cleaning out the shelves before we put our dishes in, I found evidence of mice, and then we brought the cats in, and no more evidence of mice. They apparently went, okay, this is no longer safe. We're leaving, and they went elsewhere.
Nerdy Rodent says, eek! A cat!
Aw, sorry, Nerdy. We won't unleash any cats on you, I promise.
No. We'll keep you safe, Nerdy. Up on the shelf.
We have glue traps for to get. We have an awful case of water
those are
bugs.
terrible.
Yeah.
They're horrible. I came out one night in the middle of the night and one was scurrying across the floor, and I grabbed the first thing I could to get it, and it was a screwdriver, and I chopped it in half, and the front half ran away.
Yep.
It's like these things are evil. You can't even kill them.
No,
What was
they
it?
can.
What?
What was it?
He said water bug,
Water
which
bug.
is also a term for roaches, the big ones,
Okay, all right.
like the big
Hang on.
outdoor cockroaches. And yeah, they live in trees
Kitty
here,
playing the piano.
and they're freaking horrible.
I had
They come
trouble
in
giving
from the
piano lessons
outside.
in the house.
Yeah, that's what my cats used to kill. I'd come home and find a dead big cockroach and be like, "Oh, good kitties, who wants a treat? You're amazing."
But one day, I heard this noise coming out from behind the washer, and the back of a mouse got stuck in the glue trap,
Oh,
crawling its way out, and it was like, oh God, I have to put it out.
yeah.
So I took care of it, and then I mentioned it in Lavender Lady's chat room, and everybody was calling me Bunny Foo Foo.
Oh, no,
You know Bunny Foo Foo?
yeah.
Takes a little field mice and bops them on the head.
Yeah. But I mean, those poor creatures. Glue traps are miserable for mice and rats, and so it's good that you put it out of its misery.
I didn't get it for it was just kind of an aberration that the mouse got stuck in it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we had some of those, and it was like, oh, that's not right. And so I had to extricate the mouse from the trap and then let it go.
Oh, wow. Well done, because that's hard to do.
Per the boss, that was hard to do, yeah. I'm not the boss of me. Well, maybe now, but yeah.
All right. Do we have another question? Get away from the glue trap imagery.
That's silly.
I'm sorry that happened to you, man. That's rough.
Oh, I've seen puppies drowned. I've seen all kinds of stuff.
Oh.
I've seen all kinds of stuff.
Okay, quick, another question.
Yeah. Would you trade your sibling for $1 million?
One of them, yes. Not the one I'm in a fight with currently, but yes, one of them.
For what? For Soylent Green or what?
For $1 million.
Well, trade them for what? I mean, what are they gonna do with them?
Oh, that's a good point. I guess we should ask these questions.
Are they gonna bunny foo-foo them or what? Make Soylent Green out of them?
This is purely hypothetical. So, are these human traffickers?
Yeah. See, there's all kinds of bad things.
Damn it!
It doesn't.
Now there's ethics involved. I have to say no. I wouldn't.
I still would.
I would not.
No, I don't.
Or actually, I'd be like, yeah, payment up front. Try and go get him. He has lots of guns.
There you go.
Good luck with that, I guess.
Let's see what.
She's holding back. She's self-censoring. No, not that one.
Have you ever pretended to like a gift? How did you pretend?
Oh, I wish I did that.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is awesome.
Oh,
I will totally use this and not give it away to someone else.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
I've been too honest sometimes. I kind of wish I did. I regret being too honest sometimes about that.
Okay, like my mom gave myself and my sister and all of her granddaughters sachets, lavender sachets to put in our. It's supposed to, you're supposed to put it in your essentially your under things drawer to because it makes things smell nice, unlike lavender. And I'm like, I don't need my bras to smell like lavender. But I didn't say. You don't say that. It's like, oh, thanks, Mom. This smells really nice.
Or make the lavender smell like bras. Don't need that either.
yeah, you're right, Mr. Shadow Kitty. It's the thought that counts. It's nice to know you're thought of.
Place where I used to teach many years ago, and we were talking about how the owner of it sometimes kind of a cheapskate. And I said, "Oh, well, that was that one year that he gave us these that pen and pencil set with with our initials on it." And the other teacher goes, "Had our initials on it?" I said, "Yeah, check it out. Next time you look at us, I re-gifted."
I gave a book to one of my nieces that I had given her the year before, because I forgot. There's a lot of them. Yeah. So that was a little embarrassing.
I gave my old girlfriend. In my defense, the pharmacy where they sold the greeting cards had a limited supply, so I ended up giving her the same exact Valentine's Day card twice.
Oh.
And the second time, she accused me of just going in the closet and digging the old one out.
But you write stuff in the cards, though, right?
Yeah, but I didn't put the year down.
Oh, okay.
Happy Valentine's Day, 1991.
Yeah.
Could have saved myself $2.
Yeah, that's fair. Cards are getting expensive. They're like $5.99, some of them now. Like, why?
And make them yourself.
You can.
With like some glue and some macaroni.
Yeah, if you want to do it like that, you can do
Stuff
that.
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Glue some flowers on there. Yeah.
Lavender.
Lavender. And bras. No, not bras.
Well, if you can find something from a magazine, you can clip them out.
What does this lavender smell like bras?
Oh. Oh. Oh yeah. Describe the strangest dream you've ever had. Did you like it?
Strangest.
Okay, so I was in first grade, and this was a recurring dream, which is, I think, the only reason I remember it. And I was in a cartoon, and I was on trial, and there was this huge pulpit in front of me that went way up high and very cartoony, because everything was in cartoon colors and everything was a cartoon, including me. And the judge seated behind the podium and pronouncing me guilty for something was a Pac-Man. It was like a literal yellow Pac-Man, and then wearing a little judge's robe. And then when he came down from the podium and came around it, he turned into a Dracula Pac-Man, and he was like a purple Pac-Man in a cape, and he bit me on my index finger.
Oh.
And then I woke up. That was the strangest dream I've ever had. Cartoon vampire judge Pac-Man.
You like it?
It was weird and kind of fun. So yeah, I guess I did.
Strangest dream I have ever had, I guess, was when I dreamt I was arguing with my dad. I have never ever had an argument with my dad, so that was kind of strange, and I did not like it.
Wow.
I have a lot of dreams. Had to go through it with therapists too. Like, what is this dream? And I get dreams that wake me up a lot. But I think the neatest dream that I ever had was I was on a train going to someplace, going to a town that I liked, which doesn't exist. So the train stops. I get off at the station. I said, okay, I'm going this way. And I knew where everything was. Like, it was this mythical town but I knew where the parks were. I knew everything. Walking around, I said, let me go check out the music stores. Oh, you got to go over this way, over that overpass. And I knew every detail. It was extremely detailed. And I said, oh, I got to get back. Then I walked back to the train station. I got back on the train, sat down on the train, and it started moving away. And then I woke up. And then when I woke up, it was like, wow, that was just so realistic. I could not discern that this was not a real event. You know, it had a beginning, it had an end, it had a theme to it. And not the least bit scary, which was cool.
Nice.
I have pretty complex dreams. There'll be like the whole, like, if the whole world was like inside like old style houses, and every room was filled with all kinds of different things, and it was like, you know, all different kind of antiques or stuff in this room, and this other one might have bright and shiny things, and you look down hallways and you could just see it just goes on forever, and then you might look out a door and you look down and there's like just stairways going every direction, and I dream in color, and it was just kind of neat, just the fact that happens. And then my first thought though I had was, I remember there was one where I was like, there was a pyramid and I was inside the pyramid and there was a crypt, and then I found an old mummy, and you know, you start talking to the mummy, you know, instead of being scary, you know, you just kind of chill, start talking. You know, it's my scary dreams. I always convert them into not scary.
Conversation with a mummy.
You just talk.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
How is ancient Egypt, bro? I really want to know. Like,
yeah. But yeah. So it's a setup to be really scary, but then it's like, and then I can always like do things like, oh, cut. You know, if it's like getting too intense or something, cut. Okay, let's retake this scene or something, or you know,
nice.
or you just let's like that. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes.
Cool.
Just all the repeating dreams. Yeah, so many good dreams. Interesting stuff.
One of my strangest dreams, and this is the only time I ever had a dream where I was not in human form. I was some kind of big cat, like a panther or a leopard or something. And I'm in this house, and I'm skulking about, and it's like, they're all pursuing me, and they all want to get me, but they're not going to do it because the will to survive is too strong. And I fled up a flight of stairs, and there was a window on the top of the staircase and a landing, and I jumped through the window. And in real life, I sat up in bed, and I put my arms up over my head and came down very slowly and planted them on my girlfriend's stomach, who woke up screaming.
Well, as one might.
Yeah, yeah, really. And of course, I woke. We're both really confused.
Junk Shop and I both move around a lot in our sleep, and he just got like not enough to hurt or anything, but I woke up just in time to move back as he was moving, and his like knuckle like got my eye just a little bit, and I was like, okay, we're good. Yeah. But yeah, I did, like I said, didn't hurt. It wasn't bad because I woke up enough to get out of the way. But I've elbowed him before, like, like it's yeah, completely. It's rough. So no, most of the time, it's funny. I think most of the time, we must, move together to a certain extent because we don't injure each other, which is good.
Oh, I hate the dreams where you.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah.
I dreamt I fell on roller skates.
Ow!
Woke up.
Yeah. You wake up and your stomach's dropping, and you're like,
I'm still lying here. Oh. Scary dreams I sometimes wake up.
I get a lot of those.
Yeah, I get some of those too.
And then I hide under my.
As a kid, I used to, but when I became like you said, a director of my dreams, then it kind of went away. I remember there was like some dream I was on the stoop talking to some girl, and some monster came out, and a lot of times as a kid, it was like the monster would beat you, but then I beat the monster this one time, and after that, it was like, okay, I got this.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
That's very cool.
Who died?
What's that?
Or I was thinking microwave.
Yeah, that was a microwave.
I know.
That's awesome.
What are you doing?
I wanna play.
I can hear it.
Yeah. I wanna play, Daddy. Throw the ball.
He's playing his own games. Like you'll teach him a game, and then he'll start doing it himself. Like you stick a ball under a sheet or something, and then he'll take the ball and put it under the sheet, and he'll dig after it. And try to find it.
Oh, that's
Things like
cute.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
That's he did it. Good job. You found the ball you put there. Nice.
Now you can do it again. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't pay attention to him, he'll just play his own game.
Oh.
Oh gosh,
good.
I gotta plug in my phone. Hey, we're moving into my kitchen. Okay. Oh my god. My kitchen's a mess. I'm not turning the phone a certain way right now because I don't want you all to see that. That's embarrassing. All right.
Too much information. It's too much information channel. Or whatever this show.
It
this
is. But my
perfect opportunity. This is a great opportunity to let it all out.
Okay, fine. This is what happens when you're when you don't have a dishwasher and you were a bit lazy. This is just 2 days of dish buildup. Can you see that?
Yeah, I've seen that kind of thing before. That happens.
Freaking terrible.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Yeah,
That's gross.
That's not so bad.
I just living again. It's like a being in the South where we are, and being in an apartment complex. Bugs are an issue. So one way to keep them out of my place is to keep things as clean as possible. But when you leave out, hey, look, it's like a buffet. There's a cockroach buffet up in here, and I don't want the cockroaches to get wind of it and come along. So,
yeah, we have to keep the cat food dishes up on the kitchen island at night.
yeah, because that's how you get ants.
Water bug buffet.
Huh?
Yeah.
Don't have that here.
Oh, we're gonna hear the microwave again.
That's okay.
We've been warned.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, microwave.
Beep.
Okay, question 224.
224. Ooh. Would you rather be caught picking your nose or picking a wedgie?
Wedgie, because I've totally done that in public. Not a big deal.
Picking your nose with a wedgie.
I gave you my answer right there.
Picking your nose with a wedgie. Oh my god. Ow.
Like stretch?
Yeah. That's a strong, elastic band.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm sorry, guys. I will be right back.
Okay.
That's a nice view.
Woohoo!
There's a sun up there.
It's a ceiling, I guess.
That's fine.
Oh.
It's like a dream and we're the ant or something.
Yeah.
We're going for the dishes are to the right.
Yeah. Oh.
There was a question. What was the question? Oh, is the wedgie or okay, the wedgie or the wedgie is just you're just pulling your clothes out of your, just grabbing your clothes, right? So
Yeah.
that's no biggie. Yeah.
Ah, okay. If you had make out with any Disney character, who would it be?
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit.
Oh,
She's not evil. She's just drawn that way. She's not bad. She's just drawn that way.
yeah, exactly.
That's a good question. Snow White.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. She gets around a bit. She's the
And,
seven
and
dwarfs.
yeah, which three dwarves? Yeah, Snow White and which three dwarves?
Take two. They're small.
Yeah. Okay, Linda, bring it on. What kind of ink? What kind of ink you gonna smooch on?
Darn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He
What?
I gotta look it up. I'm not exactly sure who that is. I have an idea, but I can't.
Okay.
I see the top of Julie's head.
Hey, what I missed?
You missed the question.
Oh no!
Oh no, you missed the question. If you had to make out with any Disney character, who would it be?
God, so many Disney films are so problematic now. I had a pretty intense crush on Fievel. Six. So
That's
sure.
Awesome. That works.
No,
no wrong answer.
humanoid characters. I don't know. Belle had Stockholm syndrome. Cinderella is definitely going to have some abuse issues. All the dudes are weird. Ariel's got some serious daddy issues. I don't know if I want to deal with that.
You don't have to make out with them. You don't have to move in.
You don't have to hang out with them.
Maleficent is also.
I know, right? Sorry, I don't make out easily. So I was like,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
fair.
you're right. I'm putting too much pressure on this question.
No, that's good.
Fair.
That's good. There's no wrong answer.
Fair point. Okay. Oh, I can't remember her name, but the chick from the Frog Princess. She was lovely. So yeah, I'd make out with her.
Change your answer.
Can I change my answer?
Can I change my answer?
I don't think there are rules. I think you're allowed to do anything you want here.
I looked at the chat and Doc Fearsome wrote Maleficent. It was just,
Oh,
Ooh.
Maleficent!
yeah, why
Oh,
didn't
that
I
is such a
think
good
of
answer.
her?
He's
Yeah.
thought about that before.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Doc.
He's already answered that question in his head. Oh,
Okay. What app on your phone do you waste the most time on? Twitter?
I don't. Yeah, Twitter. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a time. Wait.
Yeah. I love listening to podcasts, but I can do other things while I'm doing that, so I don't feel like that's a waste of time.
No,
But
exactly. I have it.
I have 0 apps on a phone. I still have the flip phone.
Oh.
that is
And
amazing.
I use it like 5 times a year. That's it.
There you go. Well done.
Yeah, I don't do much on the phone, except phone calls and Skype, and this.
Yeah.
As far as the computer goes, yeah, I spend a lot of time on Twitter. I have probably done 1,000 online jigsaw puzzles,
Nice.
especially in the last month.
Yeah.
Online jig
And a bit-
puzzles? Oh, wow. That's neat. How many pieces to an online jigsaw puzzle? That's what you said, right?
I go to Jigsaw Planet, and you can set everything from like 8 pieces to 300.
Oh, okay.
So I like to do like 35 and 40 piece puzzles and see if I can do it in under a minute and a half. Time myself, because they have a timer for you.
Oh.
Nice. I never play games on my phone, and I've watched so many streams recently where people are playing Quiplash that I now know how to play Quiplash, but have never played it. So that's just weird.
A lot of the people I follow on YouTube play Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I've heard about that one. I've never played it.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah, and that's
Be right
not
back.
a brag. I haven't gotten around to it. Like that.
Here's one for Doorknob Head.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Have you ever eaten
Yes.
something off the floor?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I do it on purpose too. Oh, I fell on the floor. Oh. I'm that kind of person. Oh, don't eat that. Wish I'm gonna eat it. Just to freak people out. I'm that kind of guy.
When you have a dog, it's like the 3-second rule or something. oh, too late.
Oh, I extend that rule to like 15, 20 minutes.
Not in our house.
Find a chip that's been on the floor for like 2 weeks. That's fine.
I guess
I don't keep my floors clean enough for that.
I think there's stuff under our couch.
Maybe even on.
No, my sister would not agree with me, but I would happily eat anything off of her floor at any given time. You could eat off of my sister's floor. Her house is always incredibly clean. Mine, as you saw, is not. So.
I don't know what I've eaten off the floor, but I'm sure I have. I mean, just you said on the floor, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've done it a few times.
I did it today.
Today?
I was cooking potatoes in the skillet, and one of the little slices fell on the floor, and I just wiped that side off and wasn't going to waste it.
Yeah, my mom used to surprise me like that. Just wipe it off and eat it. Because like she's like a Great Depression person, so yeah, a lot of stuff like that. I'll surprise you.
Yeah, I had Depression era parents also, so we had it ingrained to be frugal.
Yeah, use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one time in college, I was really broke, as we all were if we were in college, and we had very little food in the apartment, and I had made dinner. I'd made a rice-a-roni and like some canned green beans or something, and as I'd made the plates, and as I was walking out of the kitchen, I dropped one of the plates, and it shattered. And there was no there was no salvaging that because you could end up, eating glass, right? or eating ceramic. So, and it was the one time that I ever like was really, really upset with myself for being that clumsy, because it was like, okay, guess what? Now we're each eating half a dinner because I just dropped half the food on the floor and the glass broke. So that sucked.
You talk about being broke, like in the early days when I first moved out on my own, I split an apartment with another musician, and you're a musician, you're double broke. You're broke twice. So we used to survive on macaroni and cheese, the cheap stuff with the powdered cheese that glows.
Yes.
And to this day, I cannot. If I'm at a buffet or something, what's the mac and cheese? No, that's. It has the taste of poverty.
I had the opposite reaction. I got addicted to ramen noodles in college, and to this day, I will still eat ramen noodles. I just crave them every once in a while.
I wish that was around when I was young and broke.
Oh,
now
yeah,
I'm old
so
and
cheap.
broke.
Yeah. So.
Dance when you're by yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Pretty much only then. Doorknob's dancing now. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's all a variation of helicopter dick, I think. But yeah.
I'll dance at a wedding if there is an older gentleman there who knows how to lead. I'll dance at a wedding.
Oh.
But I didn't dance at my own wedding. Like, I don't. No. I'm a terrible dancer.
I guess I'm not a dancer. I'm just a mover.
Yeah. But I'll dance by myself for sure.
Actually, my lady friend and I, we did Zumba dancing for like 2 years straight.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was kind of funny too, because like she was like, "You want to do this with me?" I'd go to the gym with her and I'd do other stuff. No, there's no way I'm ever doing that. That's not gonna do it. And then I went once, and it was kind of awkward the first time, but then I got into it, of course. So
cool.
There you go. So that was fun.
would you rather live without? Let me try again. Would you rather live with no internet or no AC or heating?
Oh, no internet, damn it.
No internet.
Yeah.
No AC or heating, because I live in the Pacific Northwest and it's fine here.
Yeah,
AC then.
No, I need the air conditioning in the summer here, or I'll die.
And heating, I just get in the bed and put an extra blanket on. I'm good. Do that bundling thing like they used to do.
I'd have to say heating too. As much as I love the internet, we have problems with it. This is a little beach cottage, and the pipes will freeze in the wintertime if you're not careful.
Mm-hmm. And that is no fun.
That's scary, because then if they can burst, then you're looking at thousands of dollars of plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
If it gets cold, you just dance.
What is the most childish thing that you do?
Pick my nose.
Fight with my brother.
I'm not childish at all. How dare you?
It got kind of childish last night, and I just was not I didn't have any patience for it, so I was more rude than I needed to be.
How childish. Call him a poopy head?
No, I just... He said something about... He texted, like, don't get emotional. And I was like, oh, you didn't. You did not just tell a woman, when are we? Mother, no. So I texted back, oh, you're right. I must be having the hysteria. Maybe I should go take a cold bath to cool down my ovaries.
Getting the vapors?
Yeah, and then he said, why are you bringing gender into this? And I was like, well, because I wasn't emotional, and then you said I was. And so I felt it felt gendered to me. Like, and then he felt disrespected. And I was like, please. I'm not responsible for that. What was funny is we were both raised by the same woman, so he there was a guilt trip in there at one point, and I was like, no, you know that doesn't work, because our mom is the queen of the guilt trippers, and we both learned that at her feet. Like, you can't come close. I didn't ask you to do an hour and a half of research into something stupid. You did that. Luckily, he'll hopefully never watch this. Anyway, if he does, it might be even longer before we make up.
And Amiga Nuts is a bad person. That's all I want to say.
Oh, no.
Terrible.
Amiga Nuts is awesome.
Getting subscribers to a channel that nobody has no content. I also have a colon channel. There's a colon channel. Don't forget.
Why?
I don't know why. Ask Morton.
Is this necessary in life?
It's not, but I'm gonna put the link up.
Oh God, I have weird hangups.
But it's pretty in there.
No.
That was my. I saw my lady friend's colonoscopy, and they got in the back, and it was like all sea anemones and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's pretty.
I'm so dreading turning 50. I've got 8 more years, but I'm dreading it already. I don't want to do the colonoscopy. No, thank you.
I didn't take 50 well.
Yeah, I took 40. Great. 41, not so much. That was weird. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to have a weird reaction to 41, but I was just kind of like, can we just not?
Oh, one comes out. Oh.
Yeah. Hey. 42 was better because I did the whole Douglas Adams thing. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's the
good number.
Answer to everything.
Yeah, life, the universe, and everything.
My whole life changed when I hit 50.
Oh, yeah? How so?
Well, I had always been able to depend on income from gigs, and I had a steady gig at a very nice restaurant, and that ended. The band I was in, that ended, not favorably either. The person I was in the band with was a horribly abusive narcissist, so I quit. And then my private students dropped off, and I said, I'm going to have to go back and teach in a music store again. And yeah, so it was like something that I swore I would never do after I turned 30. It's like, oh, if you got to go back and work in a music store, you done fucked up somewhere. So
yeah,
so I done fucked up.
No, I know how you feel. It's like if I had to go back to retail, it'd be rough because I no longer have the temperament. I can't fake smile anymore. And I'm much more likely to call someone out on their shit. So I'd get fired. That would be bad.
Doc Fearsome says, dreading turning 50, then keep driving straight.
There you go. Honestly though, yeah, I'm dreading turning 50 a little bit, but also I'll be happy to turn 50 because what we were talking about earlier about all the things that we've survived that we shouldn't have. I mean, the fact that I survived my 20s is a freaking miracle.
That's where I used up half of my 9 lives.
All right, I've officially broken into the wine box. A little early, but
lime box.
Wine box.
Oh, wine.
I am officially a middle-aged woman who drinks wine out of a box now. I'm one of those women.
Box wine is so awesome though, because it lasts forever.
Thank you.
Like, you open up a bottle and you got to drink it. The box wine. It's awesome.
Got like the equivalent of 34 glasses in one box that lasts for days. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Whereas a bottle of wine has roughly 4 glasses of wine in it, depending on a regular sized bottle of wine. Then like that's between 2 people, that's 2 glasses each. That's nice for dinner.
The greatest thing sets the wheel.
Yeah, digging on the box wine. And I found I found a couple that I actually genuinely like, so that's fine too.
Yeah, they're.
I'm gonna have to walk across the street and get cigarettes at some point, because that's what you want to be during a global pandemic that affects the upper respiratory system as a smoker.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So dumb. I realize how stupid this is. I do. I'm just too stressed to even contemplate quitting, and I thought about it seriously, and I can't. I've quit before, and it's so rough, and I'm just I can't go through it right now.
Yeah, my brother used to try to quit smoking. He'd end up coughing up blood and stuff. It's pretty nasty.
Ooh, that's rough. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I never did that. I just my anxiety goes through the roof. Because I think that's how I started smoking in the first place. I'm a nervous smoker.
And Mark Twain said, "It's easy to quit smoking. I've done it 1,000 times."
Done it 1,000 times, yeah. Exactly. No, I quit for a while there, and then God, I forget what happened, but something really bad happened, and I just I was like, I need my crutch, damn it. So. Good punctuation to that. Don't smoke, y'all. It's stupid. Okay. Especially right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually counts as an underlying condition for COVID-19. If you're just being a smoker, you're more likely to get it, and you're more likely to die from it. So
is that just tobacco, or does that include marijuana as well?
I don't know. One thing, and I don't know if it was the WHO, put out a statement, not a study, where they said that smoking cannabis can also be bad in terms of this disease, but tobacco is way worse. Like, marijuana isn't legal in my state, and I went to college. I've smoked it. Statute of limitations is way up. I did my share. It was fun. Junk shop is highly allergic to it.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, he'll start coughing. He'll break out into hives, and I've literally had to hand him 2 Benadryl and say, go take a shower right now, because just because it was coming in through the back door, because some neighbors were smoking outside, and he happened to be in the kitchen where our back door is, and
that's
so
an interesting fact, especially since being in Oregon, there's dispensaries everywhere, and you smell it everywhere you go. You'll go someplace and you'll just smell it's everywhere.
Yeah, that is one thing. It's like we're both pro legalization, but at the same time knowing that that's going to severely affect his life. Like it's going to limit stuff that he can and can't do. I don't know. But we are pro legalization
because the dispensary smells.
I do too. But it's stupid. It's stupid for it to be legal. It's so helpful to so many people for so many things. And I get chronic migraines. Like if I could just get some edibles and just mark them like skull and crossbones, junk shop, don't eat this, it will kill you. Stick it in the fridge. I'd be good. Like get a migraine, eat a brownie. Better in 40 minutes, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me. It just makes me feel warm, and that's it. And it feels like I can feel the smell coming out of my skin or something. And other than that, it can affect me, but I got to like smoke really hard for a long time, and then I kind of feel it a little bit, but it's like way too much work. And I've eaten edibles. I've tried. It says use this much dose, and okay, I tried that. You know, be safe. And then okay, I'll try 2 of those, and 4 times. Okay, half the bottle. Nope, nothing.
Well, you're a big dude. Like
I'm not.
Broad-shouldered, tall.
No, I'm just close to the camera.
Okay, I'm sorry. You appear to be a broad-shouldered, tall dude, so that might be part of it too.
I'm only 5'9".
You just might have a higher tolerance, you know.
I'm a wee little fella. I'm not that big.
Math pig.
I'm totally picturing you as a dwarf in D&D right now.
There you go.
Like I can see you with a battle axe and everything. It'd be fantastic.
It still only counts as 1.
Toss me.
I'm taking that the wrong way. You're welcome.
All right. I'm not responsible for your feelings.
Yeah, that's right.
That's my line, and I'm sticking to it today.
Okay. That's my line. I say that all the time.
That's a good one. It's true.
Well, I say that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's my story, yeah. I also like offense is not given, it's taken.
Yeah.
Which anyone who has ever been bullied, you know that's true. Like, at some point, you just got to let it roll off. So, I'm sorry, Linda. We just went on a big tangent. Is there another question?
It's so okay.
I like tangents. We have a city not too far from here that's called Tangent.
Seriously?
Because it's tangent to something.
I should live there.
Nice little country bar. You walk on. It's got the floorboards. When you walk on it, it makes the wood creaking noises, like an old saloon or something. Yeah.
Nice.
You also have a city named Boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
Huh?
Did you say named Boring?
Yeah, Boring, Oregon. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And you got the Boring General Store and the Boring Post Office.
Homework.
Where do you live? Boring.
Boring. Oh no, I don't mean how it is. I mean where. No, that's the name.
Exactly. Oh, I'm sorry.
A town over from where I grew up was named Monkey's Eyebrow.
What?
I don't know. I don't know how that happens.
It's a pirate settled there, huh?
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Am I supposed to be on another stream right now? No. What's today? Thursday? Today's Thursday, right?
All day.
Okay.
We don't even know what day of the week it is anymore.
Time has no meaning. No, never mind. I'm good. I got an alert for Jen's little corner, and I think tomorrow night I'm supposed to be. I think it's tomorrow. I'm supposed to be on her stream.
Yeah, but tomorrow's today in Australia.
Well, it is, but we said Friday U.S.
Okay.
You know, we made that. We tried to be very clear.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Yeah. Yeah, the Aussies are in the future.
Yeah.
They already know how bad things are tomorrow.
Hey, that's that same orange shirt. No.
That's a good color on you, Mr. Shadow Kitty. Not everybody can pull off orange.
Orange
And it's
and black.
Thank you. I like orange.
Me too.
I have an orange bicycle. Big, safe color.
Yeah.
Still managed to get hit.
Do you like to ride your bicycle? Do you like to ride your bike?
Not too much these days.
Oh, not so much, yeah.
After the second accident, it was like, I think I'll do more walking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I fear concrete, particularly my face hitting it. So yeah, I don't have a bike anymore. I sold my last bicycle to pay an unexpected veterinarian bill for one of my cats. Yeah, he needed a blood transfusion. It was like $250, and I worked at a coffee shop. Oh,
why isn't a blood transfusion $250 for a human being?
I don't know. My vet though was really cool and is really cool. They have cats that live in the clinic, and those cats are the blood donors for the cats that come in and need a blood transfusion. So when that happens, they've got donor cats, which is very kind of the cats and the vet. So.
That's something I never thought about, like cats having a different RH factor or different blood types.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering that too. As I said it, I was like, they never said anything about Aloysius having a blood type, but now I wonder, like, do they? They probably do. I don't know, or am I just extrapolating from what little I know of human biology? Yeah, if anybody in the chat knows if cats have different blood types, we could look it up later. But we're really, I want to know.
Well, they have four-chambered heart. Has no bearing on the blood type itself.
No, I guess not. He needed a blood. To be clear, in case anyone was worried, he needed a blood transfusion. It was really awful. We had an infestation of squirrels living in. It was a different apartment, different place, and there was an infestation of squirrels living in the walls and in the roof. And so we called our landlord and said, "Hey, squirrels!" And he came out and he pumped poison into the walls and into the roof and didn't remove the carcasses. Now, squirrels have fleas. So all the fleas from all the dead squirrels came into the apartment. And my first husband and I we both had bites like up to our knees. Both of the cats. I mean, we tried everything. We got the cat, the flea stuff that goes behind their shoulders. I got the newest stuff that they had. We did 3 treatments of that. I used flea powder on the carpet. I vacuumed everything within an inch of its life, and it was just too much. My poor little man ended up needing a blood transfusion because he got sucked dry by those vicious bastards.
Wow.
I have issues with fleas.
The powder only kills certain stages. It won't kill the pupa.
Yeah.
So if they've laid eggs, then it's not going to do any good for that stage, and it'll just keep reoccurring.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and then we had a breakout. Junk Shop and I had a breakout here with those 2 same cats, and because a neighbor moved away who lived next door, and they'd had 3 dogs, and all the fleas that had been on their dogs came over and attacked the cats, and we had to bomb the apartment twice, and it was very tricky. We did get rid of them eventually.
When I first bought my house, it was like you walk across the carpet and like little fleas would be going boing boing as you walk in, and bing bing bing.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like holy. So I bombed that a few times. Wow.
And their eggs, we have hardwood floors, and their eggs can get in the cracks and go dormant. And then as soon as a furry mammal comes in, it's like they hatch, and then you've got problems. So hi everybody, this is riveting content. We're talking about fleas.
Yay!
Please.
Flea life.
And Nerdies wrote in the chat, yes, cats have 4 blood.
Oh, 4 blood types. Cool. Okay. So that means they had to find a match for my Aloysius. Yeah. Well, he survived that. He lived a good long time, and I still miss him. He was a 6-week-old tabby who just showed up one day and was like, "Hey, I live here now. Is that cool?" And I was like, "I guess so. All right." Then I had him for 13 and a half years. Yeah.
Longest I had a cat was 14 years and going close to 4 months. It was
Nice.
34 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Sheesh.
Was it a Maine Coon?
And no, he was a brown tabby, but he was grossly obese.
Tabbies get fat.
Yeah. He had a normal sized head and a great big body.
Aloysius was always overweight. He weighed 12 to 14 pounds most of the time. And the vet was constantly telling me he was going to get diabetes, but he never did. He luckily escaped that. We didn't have to worry about, shooting him up with insulin or anything. But my other cat, my black cat, Bubastis, she lived for 15 years. She weighed 6 pounds.
Can you say that name again in slow? And
Bubastis. It's from Watchmen.
Okay, Bubastis.
Yeah. My ex named her. It's from Watchmen.
Bubastis.
Yeah,
it's my new favorite name.
Right?
Bubastis.
He had great taste in cat names. He named both of them, and they were good names.
Shadow is the first cat that I've ever had that I didn't name him myself. It was his adoption name.
Oh, how old was he roughly when you adopted him?
About 4 months.
Oh,
still a little kitty drop. I'm seeing if I can find a picture of Django here so you can see how.
Right there.
He's not chained, is he?
Put it right there for you.
There's one on the computer, Heather.
I love hearing Mrs. Shadow Kitty in the background.
Mm-hmm. It's nice.
I love that. I've seen people get annoyed like when they hear like on a Godless Engineer stream if they hear her giggle in the background. I think it's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Aww. Oh my goodness. That is a fat mackerel tabby. Yes, it is.
He could lay down in a guitar case and take up the entire case.
Oh.
when Aloysius and I and Bubastis, but Aloysius, when we first moved in with Junk Shop, and I got this place where we lived together. And when we first moved in, Aloysius would get up on the couch and he'd insert himself between Junk Shop and me. And then like squish like next to me and be like, back off, buddy. It was the cutest. It was so freaking cute.
It's my human.
Yes. He's mine. You just live here. It was very clear. But then Bubastis, who never was a lap cat, she was a street cat for at least a year. Before she was tripping the alarm system in an auto mechanic's garage of my then mother-in-law's, and so my then mother-in-law brought her to us, and when that little black head, and she had yellow eyes too, when that little black head popped out of the box and those yellow eyes were looking at me, I was like, okay, I have to keep you now. You're awesome. So, but she never was a lap cat. She liked to be petted. She liked attention to a point, but she was never a lap cat. Junk Shop was the first person whose lap she ever sat in. And she was 12 years old. And she'd never sat in anyone's lap. He was very pleased.
Feel safe.
Yeah. Oh, pretty. Oh, my goodness.
That's
Shadow and his little girlfriend Boo from up the street.
Aww.
Yeah, Boo.
Bubastis in Egypt, Lower Egypt, was noted as a center of worship for the feline goddess Bastet, and therefore the principal depository in Egypt of mummies of cats.
Yes, it means city of Bast or dwelling place of Bast. Yeah. So,
nice.
Yeah. His name worked out. Okay. What do we got?
Fleas? No.
No.
No
longer have
fleas.
We keep fish now, so we don't have a flea issue.
Fish, it's art that you feed.
True. Although we kind of think of them as pets, and I don't think I can ever eat crayfish again because Junk Shop rescued a crayfish, and now he's molted like 3 times, and his name is Spencer, and he's so cute.
Spencer.
And I'm like, damn it, I can't eat no more crayfish boils for this gal.
Yeah,
Also known as crawdaddies.
what turned me off from crayfish is you can catch them here pretty easy, but then you look at them, they're like all filled with worms and stuff. It's like, ew.
Ew.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Gross. You also can't devein them as well or as easily as you can shrimp. So you're eating poo when you eat a crayfish. You just have to accept that. Yeah.
I've lost my taste for octopus after seeing. I saw a bunch of studies where they show intelligence.
Oh.
I know, me too.
You're too smart for me to eat now.
I know. I've eaten it once, and then I watched a documentary, and I felt so guilty. I have never felt so guilty because I'm very big. I'm not a total hedonist, but I like to try things, And I was at a good sushi place, which in a landlocked city like mine is well, we have the river, but we don't have sea. We're not anywhere near the sea. So in that sense, like finding high quality seafood here is a bit tricky. So you find a good place that has great seafood, you tend to go back, and they had octopus once, and I tried it, and it was good. And then I found out how brilliant they are and how they're like, we think they might be way more sentient than we would have thought in the past. And now I just, so I feel bad now. And I will never eat octopus again.
But squids are dumb as rocks, right?
I don't know. They're really tasty.
Yeah.
They're really tasty when they're fried. No, actually, I think Junk Shop answered, yeah, I think they are. I think they are dumb.
Yes. Yes.
Calamari is still fine because squid are stupid. I want to say that. I'm pretty sure Junk Shop's the person who's really into fish and insects and things like that. So he's read way more about all of that than I have. But
yeah, I was going to say something about jerky octopus isn't intelligent, but they make it out of squid, right? Once you're jerky, you're not that smart anymore. So.
Oh well, no, no.
It's squid. It's squid jerky. I think is what they do.
I think once you're dead, you're dead. Yeah.
That reminds me of that. Oh, never mind. Can't remember.
That happens. All right.
Reminds me of something I can't remember.
I think we've thoroughly depressed any vegans or vegetarians in the chat. If there are any, I'm sorry. I'm not eating octopus again. I'm working on other things. Pigs are really smart.
Yeah, that's too bad.
And
I have a lot of respect
bacon
for
tastes
pigs.
so good, and I know that's a lame argument. It's not even an argument. It's a yum bacon. I have no ethical stance here. Like there's no way that's all right. So I'm working on it. I'm weaning myself down to like meat like 2 to 3 times a week at the most, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I definitely don't eat as much as I used to. I'll even select vegetarian chili and stuff these days.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've got. It's okay now because it's controlled by medication, but I had high cholesterol. I tested my cholesterol was high when I was 25, and I'd been a vegetarian for 2 years at the time. And I told my doctor that, and she said, "Well, what about your parents?" And I said, "Oh yeah, they both have high cholesterol." And she's like, and I said, "And my maternal grandmother died of a massive heart attack at 62." And she said, "Okay, that's genetic. This is just you're too young," because at the time I was 25. She said, "You're too young to go on cholesterol medication, but start taking fish oil tablets and maybe introduce some lean protein into your diet, but don't eat the stuff that's heavy in cholesterol." So it was an adjustment. Yeah, y'all don't need to know this, but I'm sorry. I'm just.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It entertains me.
I'm so glad.
I'm thoroughly entertained.
We'll talk about my fear of mammograms on the next show.
Yes.
I'm terrified. I don't want to go. I should have gone 2 years ago, and I don't want to go.
What's the fear part? Pain
It's
from it?
gonna hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt. That's the fear.
I'm the same with getting test.
Oh yeah, that one doesn't bother me anymore. Just out of exposure therapy, I guess. It's like I've been getting it done for decades now, so it's like no big deal. Usually, I just joke around with the doctor, while they're doing their thing, but I get being scared of it because it's nerve wracking, which is why I make jokes, because that's how I deal, with nerves. Like the last time I had one, y'all are gonna hate this or love this, I don't know. Last time I had one, I told the doctor before he went under the sheet, as it were, I said, just so you know, I am a grown-ass woman and have no desire to look like an 8-year-old below the waist, so it's all natural down there. So and he laughed. And I said, I shave under my arms because I'm an American and it's basically de rigueur, but other than that, no. And he got laughed a lot, and that was nice. So maybe it made the whole situation a little less tense.
And now we know more about you.
Yeah, it's always going to be weird. There's no making that not weird, but it's either that or you're not knowing if you get cancer, and I'd rather know than not know. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, my lady friend had a thing where they'd lay her on her stomach and they take core samples of the bone in her back and they'd just kind of drill it into her. And
good Lord!
And she just took it. I don't know how that works.
Women are tough.
Yeah.
We are tough.
Yep, I think so.
I bought my niece, one of my nieces, my eldest niece, I bought her a tattoo for her 25th birthday. And she sat, it was her second tattoo, but her first one was really small and took about 15 minutes. This was more like this. Like this was like a full upper arm bit. And it took 4 hours. And she didn't tear up. She chatted the whole time. She just sat for 4 hours with, I think we took 2 breaks of 5 minutes, and that was it. And I was like, girl, hats off. You are tough.
Was it just lines or was it colored too?
It was colors too.
Yeah. So
it's really beautiful, actually. It's gorgeous. It's a mandala with a rose, a big red rose, and 2 really green leaves. It's beautiful. Yeah.
That's my only one.
Hey.
A little baby. You're supposed to have a bulldog above it, but I said no, that's all right. I'll get that later.
I asked this of every tattoo artist I go in who's working on me. I asked this question. And I'm not trying to be sexist, dudes. This is just a poll I've been taking over the course of 7 tattoos that happened over the course of 20 years. But it was just 7 times. So, but I'd ask, have you ever gone to start the tattoo and they feel it and they're like, nope, stop. And every single time I've gotten the same answer. And the answer, regardless of the tattoo artist, was yes, but only men.
Sorry.
And so I'm not, and we all know there's more genders than just women and men, but apparently we're built to endure more pain, which is kind of messed up.
I have a tattoo.
Yes, you do. And I was so impressed because knee tattoo, we private messaged about that because I was like, oh my God, how much did that hurt? Because that's right on the bone.
Hurt. Ow.
Yeah.
But I'm glad
I
have it now.
Yeah. That's I have one on my lower back that took 3.5 hours, and it's not a tramp stamp. I hate that term. Please don't use it. But it's a dragon sitting on a book, and it's rather large, and it was right on my spine, and I cried like a small child through the last half of it. I didn't cry for the first hour, and then I just started, and once I started, I couldn't stop. My boyfriend at the time actually had to leave the room. He just abruptly walked out.
This is too much for me.
Yeah. Well, and afterwards, I asked him on the drive home, I was like, hey, why'd you walk out that time? And he said, my instinct was to punch the guy.
Oh.
And I know that's not right. Like, we paid him to do this to you.
Yeah.
But you were crying, and I couldn't stand it, so I had to go take a break. I was like, okay.
That was a story, and he stuck to it. But he
Yeah, that was a
had
story.
tears coming down his eye.
Yeah.
It's not
one of the
uncommon
sweeter
for-
stories I have
For
about that one.
dentists get assaulted once in a while.
Mm. Oof. I'm sad. That's sad to hear. They have a rough enough job anyway.
Yeah, it seems like it takes a psychological toll on them. Some of them. Or all of them.
Veterinarians too.
Yeah.
Have a rough go. There's some weird. There's some interesting, rather not weird, psychological. There's some interesting statistics about rates of suicide among veterinarians.
Mm.
And I don't know, maybe it has to do with seeing so many mistreated animals.
Oh,
you don't go into veterinary medicine if you don't love animals. You just don't. So I imagine it's rough. Aww. Hello, Black Kitty. By the way, anybody in the chat, if you want a kitty cat and you want to adopt a black cat, please. They get put down, at least in the United States, more than any other breed of cat.
Oh, really?
And just the American short-hair, black-haired cat will do you no wrong. They're great cats, but people are so freaking superstitious.
Oh, really?
They don't adopt them, and they get put down.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's sad, man. And black cats are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and they're
That's
beautiful.
We've had
That's one of those things you have to tell me, because I go, what?
Yeah, right?
As a superstition, yeah, it's like.
And I'm sorry I can't cite my source for that. I read that years ago, and I was like, that's messed up, but I've seen it because, like, I would take Bubastis to the vet, and I would try to keep the carrier, the grid, the opening part toward me, so she would be less freaked out, because she was never happy going to the vet. What cat is? And but they called my name, and I was sitting across, excuse me, across from a lady who had a teacup chihuahua, tiny little chihuahua, and I stood up, and as I stood up, I turned the thing around, and this lady saw my black cat, and she went and grabbed her chihuahua to her chest, like that tiny little fucking teacup chihuahua was going to protect her from the bad vibes of my black cat. I don't know. People are weird.
Hey, check this out. Check this out. High five.
Yay!
Let's do another one. High five.
Yeah, you deserve a treat for that, Shadow. Yes,
High five.
you do. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, good kitty. Oh, that is so awesome. That's amazing. Yeah. So see, everybody, see how awesome black cats are. Adopt one when you can, if you can. If you're a cat person and want to have a cat, look for a black cat. Save a black cat. They're cool.
Those eyes are pretty intense.
Right? They're great late at night too.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you take a picture and it catches their eyes, they're all, with the corona all lit up. Nice and spooky.
Do the G-Man thing.
What is the
I'm sorry.
This one night, G-Man picked up his cat and held it towards the camera, and the cat had this look like, ah!
Oh, that's the one thing that gives me hope for G-Man is that he has a cat.
He's got a soft spot for animals. That's decent.
Yeah, that's nice. I have a hard time listening to any stream he's on because it's just, it's so much. And it's so fast and it's so intense. And I'm like, dude, sir, please just take a breath. One thing at a time. So,
He's from New Jersey, too.
Yeah. Well, it's still, though, it's nice to know that he has a soft spot for animals because we all need to be reminded that even as we're arguing against each other, we're all human beings. And so, yeah, we have more in common than we don't. Which is hard to remember sometimes when people are spouting nonsense on the internet.
Yeah.
People spout nonsense on the internet?
Well, says the
That's
chick drinking
groundbreaking.
wine at 4 p.m. So take that as you will.
Time is irrelevant now.
It really is.
Speaking of time, we have been going over 2 hours.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I should probably wash my dishes.
Boring.
I know it's totally boring, but it has to be done. It has to be done. Oh, really quick. Oh, I'm sorry, Linda.
Oh, go ahead.
No, just really quick show and tell. Junk Shop came out as non-binary recently, which is so cool. It's something that they realized about themselves, and it was really awesome. And so, and I'm pansexual. Everybody knows that. I think it's on my Twitter bio, but if it's not, it should be. But I've been out about that since I was a teenager. But so ordered a pride ring. Came in. Yeah. And it was not expensive, and it fits very comfortable titanium ring fit there. Very lovely. So just wanted to give a shout out on that.
There you go.
And also, you don't have to be family to be family, right? You can, orientation is not something, it's something we're born with. It's not something we choose. So you can be an ally, and bless you for that. I'm done.
What does it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I should define that. Non-binary means that they don't fully identify as male or as female. They're gender fluid. They prefer non-gender specific pronouns like they, and also, if anyone is wondering, they has been a plural pronoun since the 13th century in English. I used to teach English. This is true. I was a professor of English for 14 years. I could, look it up. You can find the source yourself. Just Google it. It's on dictionary.com. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just means they're gender fluid and don't. And actually, it doesn't have, it's not the same as having to do with who you prefer as a sexual partner. It's how you identify within yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. So like for me, like I was born with female genitalia and I identify as a woman. So I'm cis, right? I'm cisgender woman, but I'm also very much a tomboy. And I am just another term to throw out at you that I just learned that made me so happy. I learned it from Andy Fellows, or Andy the Fellow, if you want to check out his channel. I am gender queer in that I don't, and all that means is I don't conform to traditional gender norms. I would much rather wear boots than high heels. I would much rather wear jeans than a skirt. I can girl it up if I need to, but I don't. Generally speaking, I don't. And that's just because this is how I'm most comfortable. So, anyway.
What was the term you just learned?
Gender queer.
Okay.
Yeah, which made me really happy because I was like, because I've called myself like, it feels weird as an adult to call yourself a tomboy. Mm-hmm. That seems like something, at least in my generation, that was something we were supposed to grow out of. And I was like, did I just never grow out of that? And then I find out that no, there's a whole term for it. there's a whole term for like dudes who like to paint their nails but also identify as dudes, you know, and for, you know, and for women who you know, like to wear makeup sometimes, but generally speaking they dress, I mean, you know, more like a guy. I wish our society was a little more accepting, because like it's not considered cross-dressing for me to walk out of the house in blue jeans or trousers, but if a man walks out of the house in a dress or a skirt and he you know, identifies as a man but is comfortable in that clothing, he can't, you know, it's different. And so we're still working on that.
Nerdy.
You would like my area, Julie.
I think I would.
Progressive here. We have one of the biggest pride festivals in the summer.
Oh,
Very progressive.
Right on. So
you would like it for that. But as an English teacher, you would hate it, because what we do to the English language around here is just awful.
So you say you're in Jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's awful. Sorry.
No, not awful. Awful.
Awful.
Awful.
Fucking awful what you do
My
with the English
God.
language, bro. I'm just kidding. You're not like that. That was stereotypical. I'm sorry.
I try to keep my accent down.
You don't sound to me much like you have one, other than not Southern. Like that's all I get from your accent, is I would say that person was likely not born and raised in the South, and that's it. I don't. So you don't have the what I hear as the like Jersey accent, or even a New York accent. I spent a week in New York in '92, and I heard some serious New York accents, which were really cool. You don't sound like that either, if it's any consolation.
Well, like I said, I try to keep it fairly neutral.
Yeah, I did that too. Spent a long time getting rid of my Western Kentucky accent, only to move to Memphis and then develop a Tennessee accent. When I get upset, it comes out. I suddenly becomes I, and all kinds of things start going weird with the accent. For example. Okay, Linda, I'm so sorry. You were trying to shut us down and we started talking again.
Yeah, well, yeah. I might have 2 dogs that would... Me?
I respect that.
I'm the only one home?
Yeah, that might be necessary.
Yeah.
Okay, love to Morton. Hugs to Miss Shadow Kitty. No, Mrs. Shadow Kitty, she's there somewhere. Virtual hugs, safe hugs.
Yeah.
And hugs to Linda, of course. I love you.
How is the emoji? Like this or something?
I don't even know. I can't.
But yeah,
yeah.
Heart.
Yeah. We'll do the heart. Hey. All right.
Yeah. Thank you. Mommy?
That's a good one.
Oh yeah. Thank you for keeping me.
This was fun.
And
this was fun.
Thank you all in the chat. And I guess we'll see. Bye everyone.
Bye everybody.